Warning: viewing the following video may have uncontrollable side effects. These side effects may include covetousness, an increased desire to travel, and obsessive action resulting in Italian property ownership. Please take precaution. Alright, all jokes aside, welcome to La Masseria Luce. What was once a medieval Spanish tower run by the Spanish Bourbons stands now as a fortified masseria that is now for sale in Apulia, Italy. The current owners have decided it's time to move on to other ambitions and are making this amazing architecture available to someone else who can enjoy its charm. This property is for sale for 1.4 million euro. And if you have the desire to get additional information, I have provided a link in the description where you just fill out your name and email and you'll automatically receive an email with more details. You will want to stick around for the entire video because from my perspective, it is perfect for someone looking to invest and run a short-term rental business here in Italy. The price may seem high in comparison to the one-year homes and low-cost real estate that we've seen in the past or in other parts of Italy. But let me show you what comes with the property and you'll start to see why it justifies the price tag. When purchasing this 16th century Spanish tower, you're buying a little piece of Apulian history and nothing insignificant. The property literally had a drawbridge which was the only means of access during the 16th century by way of the Scala Spagnolo or Spanish stairs. Since then, a stylish arch has repurposed it, providing access to a comfortable living space with 3 bedrooms and 2 baths on the upper floor. Upon entering, you can see 3 arches that once led to 3 distinct, spacious bedrooms. Now, by closing 2 of the arches, creating a division between living and sleeping spaces, the main entry provides a comfortable living space adjacent to a kitchen with amazing views out each window. A beautiful aesthetic of the kitchen is that they've incorporated the original fireplace into the space. A fun side note, they used to heat the tar in this fireplace and climb the side stairs, gaining access to the roof, where they would pour it over the edge to dissuade anyone attempting to enter by ladder via the roof. Remember, the only access was the drawbridge before. These days, instead of waiting for the adjacent seaside tower to light its signal fire, you can sit back and relax on the rooftop terrace and enjoy the amazing view of the sea and hillside of Monopoli. Even from the main floor, you can see the seaside, whereas it's only a short 5 minutes by car. Having toured the property with the current owner, I was able to discuss how much time and money they've spent into maintenance of this historic structure, preparing it for guests each year. I don't think it should discourage you if you're interested in the property, but make sure you know how to get answers to maintenance type questions for a property like this before jumping into a purchase. Well, you've done a great job with the interior.
Even the
very
floor,
comfortable.
for example, is chianca. This is stone. It's not imitation and it's not artificial. Okay, it's not the ancient one because it really was horrible. You couldn't, walk on it.
The owner is a muratore or builder by trade and personally restored the walls to a beautiful finish using locally acquired materials. Although the structure looks cold and rigid from the exterior, inside was a welcoming and comfortable atmosphere. Do you know what else is a comfortable, welcoming atmosphere? The Patreon community we are currently building. I only mention it since it was these Patreon members that covered the cost of the travel and equipment in order to make this video possible. Thank you, everyone. If you'd like to become a member yourself, just follow the link in the description or go to patreon.com and search for Davo. At that point, you can sign up in whatever tier feels right. Well, this is a nice little private
This is
space.
a nice space, yeah.
It's not even that lit though, honestly.
It's not little
It's
at
bigger
all.
than my bedroom, that's
You
for
get
sure.
everything up here. I have two boys. You know,
I would expect boys to want to jump off onto the bed or
They
something.
almost did it. They almost did it.
This is where it gets really good in my opinion. When purchasing the Spanish Tower, you're not merely buying a 200 square meter 3-bed, 2-bath repurposed structure, you're also getting 5 detached spaces with private baths and patio spaces. These 5 rooms were created by repurposing a 150 square meter or 1,614 square foot stable on the back side of the courtyard and sleeps a total of 14 guests per night. On top of that, there are 4 85 square meter individual apartments on the ground level of the tower itself. One remains unfinished, which allows you to add your own flair if you decide to renovate it in the future. One is currently being used as the owner's personal residence. They are beautifully renovated and ready for use. Already you can see the potential of this space on top of its already special style and unique place in history. Looking online, I found the property nightly rate currently at 80 euros per night in November and reaching up to 112 per night in August for the smaller detached units. The apartments on the ground floor could be rented at 150 per night or more, or even for a potentially long-term contract. The upper level, being larger and quite special, could easily rent for 250 euros per night, if not more. It was even rated a 4.5 out of 5-star experience between 49 reviews, which seem to all have great things to say about their experience. I'm going to leave the calculations to you due to the variables regarding how it could be managed. Something interesting to note is that even in a year like 2020, the owners expressed that they were hosting guests non-stop throughout the summer, perhaps even more than ever. We do need to recognize that there are approximately 1,300 units available throughout the year on Airbnb or VRBO hospitality sites, not necessarily all year long, but the majority are located within Monopoly itself or other cities like Capitolo. In addition to all of the current income-generating spaces, there are a number of auxiliary buildings to add to the authenticity of it being such an important landmark. The Masseria Luce is named after Santa Lucia, which has its own dedicated 60 square meter church, also dedicated to San Vito, on the corner of the property adjacent to a 70 square meter breakfast nook. Built into the ground is a 110 square meter area known as the Frantoio, where they would crush grapes for wine production. I was able to tour it, and you could see pieces of the machine used for production still present alongside the area sculpted into the rock in which they would use donkeys to power it. Last but not necessarily least is the large above-ground pool on the back side of the property. Unfortunately, some of the clips didn't make it into this video due to technical issues, but it did look really relaxing. There is actually a 10th independent apartment detached from the others used to provide housing to the groundskeeper at the moment. If that weren't enough, there is an approximate 10,000 square meters of courtyard space in addition to external areas, which include the quarry from which they pulled the stone to create such a massive structure. This quarry now serves as the agrumeto. An agrumeto is an enclosed orange grove. Apparently oranges don't like wind so much. Overall, the structures comprise 1,050 square meters or 11,300 square feet of land. The Masseria gives an authentic experience only 4 kilometers from the coastline of Capitolo. Monopoly itself sits adjacent to the now world-famous Polignano a Mare, which draws crowds every summer to enjoy the experience of eating in the grotto below the hotel with its one-of-a-kind sea view. With Masseria strewn throughout the area, each one holds a special quality, and Masseria Luce, with its iconic red and white facade, stands out as one of the most authentic jewels of the area. Whoever buys this property needs to be someone who has the desire to accept the past as it is and create the future as part of the local community. I've approached this video differently in hopes that someone out there will share this video with the right person who sees the potential. This property doesn't really fit within my current investment goals, but I'd love it if a subscriber of this channel was able to realize their dreams of Italian homeownership through such an iconic piece of real estate. Definitely understand that I believe everything is negotiable, but 1.4 million euro for 11 potentially income generating properties with auxiliary space and 100% authenticity seems like a good starting point to me. If any of you are interested, don't forget there's a link in the description, active and waiting for you to use it. That being step one, if you do purchase it and are willing to share your experience, I'd love to feature you on this channel and follow your experiences. In fact, I invite anyone watching this video right now that has purchased Italian real estate to reach out to me at davollc+expat@gmail.com so that we can tell your story and help others like you see that there are people choosing this path every day and making it a reality. Thanks everyone for watching this video to the end. Let's find this house a new home. Well, you know what I mean.